So John, good to see you today. So how's the week been for you?
Oh, just another one of those awful weeks. Just haven't had enough time to get what I need done. Baby's still having issues with sleep, which is affecting our sleep, which has knocked me around, and yeah, feel like I'm actually not meeting any of the demands I need to. So I feel like I'm failing again, I suppose.
Right. So there's quite a bit going on, you know, the new baby.
Yep.
And probably a few sleepless nights, getting exhausted and
Yep.
and feeling like you're just not living up to those standards that you set for yourself.
Yeah. That's absolutely the way it's going at the moment.
Okay.
And has been for some time.
Well, I think it's time to maybe start doing some of the therapeutic work. We've had the 2 sessions previously where we've sort of got a sense of your story. And I wanted today to introduce you to the therapy, which is acceptance commitment therapy.
Okay.
And we call that ACT for sure. And sort of just to spend a few minutes on what ACT is. It's hard to tell you exactly what it is in words, but I've got a metaphor, if you're willing, that involves a bit of playing around.
Okay,
A
sure.
bit of pretend work.
Yep.
And I think it could help to give an understanding of what ACT's all about. Sound alright?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I'm intrigued.
So let's just pretend for a moment that this book here is all sort of the real ugly stuff that we've been talking about in the previous 2 sessions, the real painful sort of critical thoughts that you've had about yourself, feeling like a failure. Some of those difficult memories that you spoke about, the previous experiences you've had that are quite sort of traumatic.
Okay.
And also just some of the urges and the anxieties that come up for you from day to day.
Yeah.
So unfortunately I'll pass this on to you.
Yeah.
So imagine they're with you and hold on to it quite tight.
Okay.
Because these are sort of part of you, an aspect of you. And just before we start, do you have any neck or shoulder sort of injuries? Okay.
No.
Okay. That's all good. It just requires a bit of resistance.
Okay. Sure.
So, if you could just hold those thoughts, memories, urges that the book represents just up against your nose, if you will.
Not like this.
Yeah. Closer even. That's it. Okay, right up there. Now, John, what's it like, engaging with me, having a conversation with me when I speak to you?
What, with it up against my nose?
Yeah.
It feels weird.
Okay, yeah.
Distracting, annoying.
All right. Can you see my face? And, let's say I was doing a silly little jig or a dance. Like, would you be able to, enjoy that? Or?
Well, depends on how quality the dancing was. But no, certainly I wouldn't be able to see it.
Okay. So, what's it like being absorbed in all that, sort of the negative thoughts and memories and emotions?
Oh, it's not pleasant. It feels like it's the only thing that's going on. Okay.
And what if your baby's sort of down here, looking a bit upset, looking like maybe she wants to be burped or fed? Do you think you'd be able to notice that?
No, I wouldn't see it.
Okay. So how does that make you feel? I think that was important to you, being able to be a good father.
Oh yeah, certainly. Oh, it just feels like I have no out. I'm stuck.
Okay, and you say, if you're at home, your partner's face, and would you be able to engage with her if, she was asking you a question or sharing a story with you?
I mean, I'd certainly perhaps hear some of it, but I'd be distracted with what's in front of my face. Okay,
yeah. So it's a little difficult being caught up and absorbed in those thoughts to truly engage in the present moment and really take in some of the good aspects that are there and be present. So let's try something different. Now I want you to push those thoughts and feelings and memories away. Just push them towards me, because we don't want them. They're unpleasant, they're uncomfortable, and they give us a lot of suffering, really. So just push it away towards me. Really get into it. Use those biceps. That's it. And triceps. So, all right. So, oh, geez, you're pretty strong. Okay. So, real, get stuck into that.
Yeah.
Because we want to. This is kind of a bit like what you've been telling me. You've been doing. You've been struggling. You've been trying to push this away. You don't want this. And I think you were telling me, you know, you've sort of tried a lot of things to get rid of some of these negative thoughts, feelings, urges, memories. You know, mentioned the alcohol use. You know, trying harder and harder, reading more sort of self-help books, working harder at the gym, etc. What's it like struggling against these?
Oh, it's certainly effortful, and I can sort of, my arm's already starting to tire a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm getting fed up.
Getting fed up. So there's a bit of a cost physically.
Yeah.
It's draining on you.
Yep.
And your energy levels.
Yeah, I feel like they're getting exhausted.
Okay. And I noticed at the start of the session you said this stuff's been going on for years.
Yeah.
So, gee, we've been going for about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So, just take a minute to think about what it's like to be struggling like you have for years like this. And the energy.
Oh yeah, it's a big waste.
What could you be using that energy to do you think? I mean,
yeah, spend time with my wife and son.
Okay. So, let's try something a little different then. Oh, by the way, when your hands are up there like that, you know, can you actually hug your son?
Oh, well, yeah, no, I mean...
or your partner, or can you, work as effectively as you'd like, type away on the keyboard, write an email, etc.?
No, I mean, they're holding the book.
Yeah.
They're holding the pain.
Yeah. Go to the gym or stuff like that. So you're caught up a little bit more, it seems. You're less able to engage in some of the things that in your heart's deepest desire you really value and you'd like to do.
This is the only thing I can do at the moment.
Okay, it's getting pretty tough, isn't it?
Yeah, my arm is starting to feel.
Sorry.
No, you're right.
So just whack that on your lap now.
Okay.
So something a little bit different. So you'll notice that the thoughts, the memories, they're still there.
Yep.
And in many ways they're closer to you than they have been, when they were touching up on just near the nose and when you're pushing them away. In many ways, this is the closest there. They're touching the skin, and they're still there. But how is it having a conversation with me now?
Well, I mean, it's obviously less noticeable. It's on my lap.
On your lap? So you're sort of not as entangled?
Yeah.
Sort of with them? You're sort of more present?
Oh, I certainly feel, physically much more comfortable, but, they're still here though, which is something which I don't really want. I'd much rather just perhaps if we could do that, that would be ideal.
I think wouldn't we all just love to just throw this away, and I think in many ways, I think what we've found is that the mind works a little differently to sort of the physical world when we want to cut something out, say if a piece of furniture is not right, just sand it back, just chop it out. But the mind seems to work a little differently, and I think that could be what we're sort of seeing with some of those strategies, like the drinking, sort of working harder, reading more books. They might have an effect, a beneficial effect in the short term, but it seems like over the years, it's not long before they pop back up again.
It's been there the whole time.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah, it's a case of, there are certain things I do try to do, but I'm here today.
Sure.
So,
and I suppose that's what ACT's about. It's maybe there's another way. There's another way to relate to these thoughts, these feelings. A way in which you open up and you're more accepting and your arms are free to sort of do what you want, to have that sort of to know what matters and act in a sort of a way that's consistent with how you want to live your life.